we're going to do a series. So we are going to take questions from everyone about buying a home. Now, we're going to focus this strictly on North and South Carolina because real estate is determined by state rules. So we're going to focus on North and South Carolina because that is where I am licensed and that's where I practice. In case you weren't sure who I am, I'm Tiffany Sears. I am the CEO and broker in charge of the Sears Group, and we are a boutique independent real estate firm serving North and South Carolina. So how this is going to work. Today, I'm going to come up with the questions. And depending on whether or not someone asks a question in the comments, I'll probably come up with the next several sets of questions. But I would love for you all to pop them in the comments so that way we can answer anything that you may have out there, because we want to make sure that you understand the process. So my question that I'm going to answer today is, should I max out my approval limit when I buy a house? Now, let's just say you are approved for $500,000. That approval amount is really based on things that the lender can determine associated with your credit, okay? So we're looking at, or they're looking at, because I'm not a lender, they're looking at anything that might show up on your credit report. So revolving accounts, car payments, the actual housing rentals that you've had, things like that. So what's not going to show up and be determined in that approval amount are things that you typically like to do related to life. Eating out, going to the movies, shopping, traveling. That's not going to be factored in. So on paper, based on how much you make and how much current debt you have, if you can afford a $500,000 house, but you want to DoorDash every single day, or you want to travel the globe 2, 3, 4 times a year, you may want to say, okay, let me go in a little bit lower because I still want that lifestyle. I still want to be able to do those things. So let's have that conversation and be really honest, because 500 sounds really good, but if you're going to have to cook dinner every single day and not travel, you may not want to go that high. You may want to go a little bit lower. So we always like to get our lenders to do a loan estimate. So when we find a home, we have an idea of what their monthly payment is going to be. That helps guide the conversation. And then you can go, okay, wait, I don't want to be that high. I really want to be closer to 400, 425. That's how we make that determination. We don't want to be house poor. I'll say it again. We don't want to be house poor. So in my personal opinion, I would say if you like to do those things and you know that things are tight related to your income and your debt, let's go lower than what your approval is, because those things like travel and entertainment and shopping and food, they're not factored into that overall approval price. So might as well be safe.